So I get this question a lot. How do I find the stories that I tell? How do I think of ideas? And where do my stories come from? Well, there are a ton of different ways.
And I think it's way more fun than running on the treadmill. We're in Irving, live with the goats. It's a life-size gingerbread house that you just can't make in the kitchen. Katie and Madison, you can see the fire right.
There's 5 things you really need to think about that make something newsworthy. And when something's newsworthy, I'm gonna do a story on it. We go off of a few principles. Number 1 is proximity. So being local news, we focus on news that's in Western New York in Buffalo, as I'm a reporter in Buffalo. Makes sense. So whatever's happening in our area for that day, say someone from Buffalo did something, or Buffalo's being recognized for something, that's newsworthy. Another term is significant. So this means if a lot of people are influenced by something like a plane crash or tax day or coronavirus, we're gonna talk about it more because more people are affected by it. A third term is timing. New. That's why we're the news. We tell you about new things happening or something new going on or new policies or new diseases or something new you want to check out. It's all about new and now. Number 4 is conflict and controversy. As humans, we just love a little conflict, a little drama. Number 5, and my favorite one, human interest. So is it interesting? It's that simple. Any story or anything that you see or look at that makes you go, huh, that's a story. It depends on local news because we can get into so many other things, but as an enterprise reporter, what I do is I don't focus on the day-to-day happenings of the world. I focus on the enterprise stories, so the extra stories, the other stories. We're giving you information that you need on a day-to-day basis, most importantly, but we're also entertaining you. If it's not interesting to you, you're not gonna watch or you're gonna change the channel. So that's why it's also important to get those stories that make you go, wow, or huh, or I wonder how that happened. What we do. Besides newsworthiness, it's really just about curiosity. Me going out in the world and thinking, that could be a story. If you're one of my friends, you know that this is what I do constantly. It comes out of my mouth either, I did a story on that, or that could be a story. Because anything and everything people are interested in, people can learn more about it, and it can help them in their daily lives, and that's what I'm thinking about. How can I help people in their daily lives? How can I educate people? What's entertaining? What's cool? What's different? What am I curious about? That's really the main point of how I find my stories and my story ideas. One of the most important aspects of our job is just listening. Listening when you're at a story, listening to your friends talk, listening to whatever is going on in the world, because you can find such great things in the nitty-gritty details. So for generating story ideas can be a lot harder because you're just like, what's going on? Nothing. It's a slow news day. I don't know what to talk about. We've already done a ton of stories on this, on that. What do? We need to have a story every single day. There's a news every single day. I need a story idea. I need to pitch something. So one way I find story ideas is planning. Planning is everything. Just looking ahead at what's going on, what's happening. And I also like to just have a word dump. Like you think of something and then every word, every phrase, everything that I think of in my head that reminds me of that one thing, I just explode it onto a Google Doc. Some things catch, some things don't. So it's just a nice way of how I kind of think of random story ideas that I could tell. Another thing I like to look at is holidays or like awareness months and holidays that aren't kind of holidays. So do not focus on this because people get annoyed with it's margarita day, it's tequila day. We don't care. But go deeper into that and kind of see if you can create story ideas off of that. So January is Self-Defense Awareness Month. I did a story about self-defense and all the different techniques that you should know, and there's a local business here in Western New York that does it. Boom. That's interesting. You can also do one about safety, just car safety or walking the streets alone safety or university campus safety. Stuff like that is kind of snowballing off of an original idea and you can keep it going. Dogs will always be a hit story no matter what, no matter how you tell it. Dogs. I love being a part of Facebook groups. Facebook groups can really help you because it's people in the community asking questions what you need to know. I'm in a Buffalo Mom Squad Facebook group and I have gotten so many story ideas just from them asking questions and then posting stuff and I'm like, oh wait, that's a good story idea. I'm gonna do a story on that. So during the time of the pandemic, this time has really pushed me to think of story ideas. That's not about coronavirus because it's important to tell the news of the coronavirus, but you also need something else. People need the good stories, the good news, just something different. Hey Grandma, you can't go to the hair salon right now, but your hair might need it.
Hey all you cool cats and kittens. Let's go inside camping. You can never have too many t-shirts. Have your own socially friendly scavenger hunt by staying right in your car.
And then of course, the best and easiest way we get story ideas is when people send them to us, or there's events during that day, or a press conference, or something is happening that day. But my favorite is when people send us some awesome stories. So I encourage you to just send your newsroom stories of the who, what, when, where, why. I just hope local news doesn't have the negative stigma that it always does have. It doesn't have to have that negative. Even when I call people, I feel in their voice, they're like, uh-oh, the news is calling me. No, it's a lot of the times we're good stories, a lot of times to highlight you or to just ask you questions or get your advice on something or even just to get more knowledge of it. And simply, if you just want to be on TV, have an awesome video. Do something good in your community. Change the world. That is the best way to get on your local news channel.